kita terkena ya. So once kita dah terkena, dia melibatkan banyak rantaian. So dia punya prosedur untuk kita nak nak kontak rapat semua tu ambil masa, bukan ambil masa, banyak benda. So banyak benda kita tak boleh buat daripada kita boleh pergi jumpa, boleh exam, tak boleh exam, boleh pergi kelas, tak boleh pergi kelas. Okay, so semua orang kena jaga diri sendiri. Okay, last class we discuss chapter 5. We are still in chapter 5 and I still remember that we discuss up to this example 4. Okay, and we still have some more things to discuss, sikit je lagi. Okay, ada beberapa contoh yang kita nak bincang, nak sambung, dan ada lagi satu distribution yang kita nak bincang. Okay, so today I will continue with example 15. Okay. Alright. Okay, I baca soalan. Okay, a random variable x is distributed normally with mean 30 and standard deviation sigma. If ps greater than 31 is equal to 0.0548, find the value of sigma and hence determine probability of x less than 29 and 5. Okay, I see the two questions here. Okay, the first one I highlight it using red color and the blue color for the second one. Okay, this question is very straightforward. Okay, they mention the type of variable which is x distributed normal with mean equals 30 and standard deviation. Okay, here the standard deviation is unknown. Okay, because the question asks to find it. This one, find sigma. So once you have a sigma, then you can go to the second part. Okay, if you don't have sigma, then we cannot find probability because we know we need value sigma in the process of standardization. Okay, so now let's find the sigma from the first statement here. Okay, you will get the sigma from here. Okay, memang you tak nampak sigma dekat sini kan? But you will see sigma once you do a standardization. Okay, I start with this. Okay, then, alright, macam tak ada apa-apa unknown yang nak dicari kan dekat sini kan? Macam biasanya kita nak cari yang ni kan? Given probability, find this one. Tapi dah diberi. Okay, sebenarnya sigma tu ada dalam ni. Okay, we'll see sigma inside here. Because this is not yet standardized. This is a normal distribution. So what we should do, we need to standardize it. But before that, let's see where is the region. Okay, make it a practice every time you want to answer normal problem, normal question, normal distribution. Okay, include together the diagram, the area, so that you will see clearly where is the location and also area involved. Okay, so I should put 30 other than 31, meaning I am referring to this one. Okay, how I know 31 is here? Because 31 should be greater than 30, so must be put on the right side. Okay, and kat mana area dia? Area dia on the left or on the right? You tengok dia punya sign, x greater than. So greater than referring to the area on the right side, dekat bahagian sini. Di bahagian kanan. So x more than 31, so mesti bahagian ni lah. X more than. Kalau x less than 31, yang ni non-shaded region. Maksudnya dia ke kiri kalau less than. If it's more than, then you are referring to this. Okay, the area here is 0.0548. Okay, this question give you the probability and you need to find the Z. But where to find the Z? Of course, you need another step which is a standardization. Okay, sebab ni X. So after you standardize, then the X change to Z. The mean change to 0. The value 31 will change to 31 minus 30 divided by sigma. Ni formula untuk standardization. So what you can do is, okay, standardize it. So you have Z greater than 31 minus 30 divided by sigma. This is equals to 0.0548. Okay, one thing we know about this figure, okay, kita nak guna table untuk nilai ni kan. We want the table. We want to use the table to get this value. If you want to use table, the probability must be in the form of less than or cumulative. But this is not cumulative. So apa you boleh guna? You can use the idea of non-shaded region. where the area of non-shaded region must be, okay, 1 minus, total area is 1 minus 0.0548, you will get 0.9452. Okay, so you will write a new equation where you have probability of Z less than, okay, 31 minus ni, which is, ni lah lepas standardize, is equals to 0.9452. So you akan pergi dekat table, go to table, pergi table, and then look for probability 0.9452. Okay, if you have an exact probability like this, then get the Z. Cari je nilai Z tu, ambil je nilai Z. But if you don't see any value macam ni, you should find a number which is nearest to 0.9452. Okay, now open your normal table. So saya tak nak cari, saya nak you yang cari. Okay, kita nak ingat balik apa yang kita buat lah last week. Okay, bukan last week, 2 minggu lepas kan. Okay, open your normal table and then find this probability. Ada ke tak ada? Kalau ada, ambillah nilai Z dia. Kalau tak ada, ambil yang terdekat. Okay. Find it and give me the answer.
One point
Kalau nak Z
six.
sigma, so sigma is equal to, ni nak nilai sigma of sigma. Okay, our table do not provide negative. So what you can do, last time we have discussed this. Kalau ada case di mana you ada negatif macam ni, okay, you can use the idea of symmetry where you transfer the negative into positive. So it become 0.8. Meaning that you transfer the area to the right side. Because we know these two area are the same. Yang ni dengan yang ni adalah sama. So kita akan gunakan gambar rajah yang kedua instead of the first diagram. Okay, so actually this is equal to probability of Z greater than positive 0.8. Probability of Z greater than 0.8. Dan ada lagi isu, okay, if you want to use table, you cannot have, so you sebenarnya nak mencari, tapi kita still nak, we still want this shaded region. So you use the area is equals to 1, okay, you remove the non-shaded region part. Okay, 1 minus probability of Z less, okay, you akan cari nilai tu dalam table. Okay, so dekat situ I rasa semua orang patutnya dah tahulah macam mana nak baca table. Okay, maybe for the start, can anyone give me what is the probability for 0.8?
0.7881.
Dalam table tu memang bagi 4 decimal places ke? Ada 5 kan? Bagi yang 5-5?
814.
Okay, 814. Okay, 0.21186. So the answer for second part is 0.21186. So you hanya boleh cari soalan kedua ni kalau you dah ada nilai sigma. Okay, saya tunjuk balik yang tadi. Ada apa-apa soalan untuk example 15?
Macam boleh ulang balik yang kedua tak?
Yang ni, bahagian mana?
Yang mana tadi? Symmetry.
Symmetry, okay. Ni region asal. Ni region asal. We cannot use table. We cannot use table because negative. Itu isu dia. Kalau kat mana-mana je you dapat negatif, you nak cari probability of ni, Z less than negative, so you tak boleh guna table. What you can do is, you transfer the area into the right side. Sebab area dia kan symmetric. So bila dia symmetric, kalau I transfer dia ke sini, negative 0.8 to 0.8, okay, yang ni dia akan dapat probability of Z less than negative 0.8. Yang ni dia akan jadi kawasan blorek Z greater than 0.8. So ini adalah dua-dua area yang sama. So boleh guna yang ni ataupun guna yang ni. So saya akan guna yang ni lah sebab kita nak positif. Sebab tu I tulis macam ni. Okay, cuma bila dah sampai dekat sini, I still cannot use table because my table do not provide greater. I mesti guna dalam keadaan probability tu less than. So saya nak cari kawasan berlorek, saya kena tolak kawasan tidak berlorek. So kawasan tidak berlorek ni adalah probability of Z less than 0.8. So saya akan ambil 1 total, 1 tolak ni. Dapat yang ni. Okay, boleh?
Faham, madam?
Alright, okay. Ada lagi soalan? Example 16. Okay, suppose that Y distributed normal. Okay, now we have two unknown. Just now we only have one unknown. Kita yang tadi, soalan tadi, we know mu, kita tahu dia punya mean, kita tidak tahu dia punya variance. But sekarang kita tidak tahu dua-dua. We don't know mu, we don't know sigma. We don't know the variance. Okay, so question asks for these two, mu and variance. Okay, beza antara example 16 and 15. Previously, we only have one unknown. Here, in example 16, we have two unknown. Okay, so we recall back our basic knowledge, solving unknown, solving variable, value of variable. Okay, if we one unknown, it is enough if we use one equation. Macam tadi kan, kita dapat ni. we have this one equation. Satu equation ni dah boleh dapatkan nilai sigma. Okay, sebab ada satu unknown saja. Now in 16 we have two unknown. So to solve two unknown, we should use simultaneous equation where at least we must have two equation. Okay, so that's why you see here they give us two information. Ini satu. Probability of y greater than 90 is 0.123 and probability of y less than 100 0.975. So two information. So meaning that from these two information, same step as before. Sama step macam tadi. Sama step macam tadi, daripada dua equation, daripada dua probability ni you akan dapat simultaneously. Okay, I'm going to start with number one. Probability of y greater than is to 0.123. Ni I buat sama tadi. Ni. So either is unknown, I don't know. Okay. Here, I don't know where to put 90. Just now, kita ada 31 kan. So I know where to put 30 because tadi kita tahu nilai. We know the at the middle is 30. So 31 mesti dekat kanan. Yang 29 point I don't know. So where should I put the 90? So kalau soalan macam ni, you akan gunakan not even a half. Tak sampai setengah. So kecil je lah. So make sure when you get the area, it must be less than 0.5. Less than half. Okay, now we decide. It is on the left or on the right side. Okay, kalau dia greater than, y greater than, meaning are referring to the right side. Okay, di bahagian kanan, y greater. So 90 sebenarnya di sini. Kenapa I tidak buat di sini? Kenapa I tak buat besar area dia? Sebab it not reach 0.5. 0.5 dan I tak sampai put it here. Saya boleh letak dekat sini. Okay, so area dia jadi besar lah. Bumper pun setengah. So kecil saja. So nanti naik the value dia. Okay. So kita dah expect lah nilai mu mesti kurang daripada 90. The value of mu must be less than 90. Okay. Kemudian, I boleh guna standardization. Yeah, I need to do that session. I Okay, cumulative. Okay, memang dah cantik lah yang ni. Okay, so sekarang go to table and look for value of Z for this probability. So you akan dapat nanti nilai Z dia adalah 1.96. 1.96. Okay, then this is actually Z less than 1.96. Meaning that this is equals to 100 minus mu over sigma equals to 1.96. So you do the same like before. Put in one line 1.96 sigma plus mu equals to 100. So this is equation number 2. Okay, now the next task is solve mu and sigma simultaneously. So I will put the both equation together. So the first equation is 1.16 sigma plus mu equals 90. Equation 1 and second equation 1.96 sigma plus mu equals 100. Or substitution, solve for mu and sigma. So here I will use elimination method where I will take number 2 minus number 1. Okay, number 2 subtract number 1. Okay, 1.96 sigma minus 1.16 sigma. I got 0.8 sigma. Okay, kan? So 100 minus 90 is 10. So solve for sigma, I have 12.5. Okay, and remember the question do not ask sigma only. Dia tanya sigma square kan. So make sure you find sigma square. You find sigma square. Sigma square equals to 12.5. So nanti you akan kira lah dapat jawapan dia. Okay, 12.5 square. 12.5 square. So kira kat sini. Dia tak kira pula. Okay, and then ada lagi satu cari mu pula. Okay, find mu. You can use any equation 1 or 2. So let's say I'm using 1. So mu equals to 90 minus 1.16 times 12.5. Okay, calculate. The answer is 75.5. Okay, so kita akan dapat dua jawapan ni tadi. Okay, ada apa-apa soalan nak tanya di sini? Example 16. Yeah, first slide. Okay. Okay, example 17 is example where we have a real life problem for normal distribution. So please take note that your question later in exam for exam purposes will something like this. Okay, dia dalam bentuk macam ini, bukan bentuk probability yang dia diberi probability of x less than, tak ada, x greater than, x between yang ditulis dalam bentuk probability kan, tak, dia akan bagi dalam ayat, dalam real life situation. Okay, what you should do, you have to transfer this into symbol probability. Dia nak probability apa, less than, more than, between. Okay, so sekarang kita tengok. Okay, bila kita baca soalan ni dalam bentuk ayat kan. So you make this as a variable. Okay, let's say I want to define this as x. So what they talk about? Okay, biasanya soalan normal kita senang nak detect sebab dia akan mention normally distributed. Dia tak macam Poisson and binomial. Kalau Poisson binomial kita tak akan bagi tahu. You kena detect sendiri. Kalau macam binomial, you need to know about the success trial. For Poisson, you must know the average, okay, the interval. But for normal distribution, kita akan maklumkan, kita akan inform. Okay. So this question talk about the weight of human in Malaysia are normally distributed. So dia nak kata weight of human in Malaysia inilah kita punya variable, which is normally distributed. So kita wakilkan dia sebagai X. So our X is weight of human in Malaysia. So logik lah sebab sekarang normal ni kan continuous. Normal distribution ni kan continuous. So you punya variable mesti uncountable. So weight ni one of the example for uncountable variable. Okay, so now you represent this weight of human in Malaysia using X, where it mentioned this weight is distributed normal with mean equals to 65 and standard deviation is 4. So this is sigma Okay, bukannya variance. So you kena letak 4 kuasa 2 lah kat sini. Okay, because sigma is 4. Sigma square is 16. Okay, sigma square is 16. Okay. So itu maklumat dia bagi. Now question ada 3. Determine ABC. Determine the probability of human in Malaysia. So sebenarnya ni nak tanya probability of X. Okay, cuma kita tak tahulah apa sign ni kan, less than, greater than. Okay, so dia nak tanya probability of human in Malaysia. So kita wakilkan human in Malaysia tadi X kan. So probability of X who are under 58. Maksudnya less than. Under ni maksudnya berat tu kurang daripada 58. X less than 58. So ini yang you kena create. Ini yang you kena tulis. Kita akan bagi dalam soalan tu dalam bentuk ayat macam ni. We will give you in this like this. So you need to write in the form of probability. Kalau tak macam nak kira kan. Okay. That is A, and then B, probability that a Malaysian woman weight between, okay, yang ni dia guna in between. Okay, so kalau between dalam continuous ni, dalam normal, so tak perlulah nak ada perkataan inclusive or exclusive. Sebab apa kita tahu equal sign in continuous is meaningless. So you akan perasan, semua saya tak letak equal sign sebab tak ada keperluan. Tapi anda kata kalau you letak equal sign tak ada masalah, tak ada isu. Okay, yang tu I rasa I dah explain last time. Okay, if let's say ada yang macam pelik, kenapa ni, macam mana madam tahu dia tak ada equal sign? So bila kita nak letak equal sign? So you kena faham, this is continuous. With or without equal sign will not change anything. So letak ke tak letak ke sama sahaja. Okay, saya akan biasakan tidak letak. Kalau ditanya saya kenapa, bukan sebab yang tak boleh letak. Tapi memang saya pilihlah salah satu kan, takkan letak dua-dua kan. So mana yang saya rasa kurang kerja? Kurang kerja tak payah letak lah. Buat apa nak letak kan, tak guna kan. So macam banyak kerja pula nak kena buat equal sign macam itu. So saya biasakan, memang kebiasaan saya tidak letak. Okay, that is for part B. Okay, part C, determine the value of W. So soalan C ni ada beza sikit. Dia bukan nak tanya probability, dia nak tanya nilai unknown ni. They want to ask this, if 97.5. So maksudnya dia bagi percentage, ibarat dia bagi probability. Okay, find the value of W if 0.975 of Malaysian women are less than WKG. So maksudnya dia nak kata probability ni is equals to 0.975. Probability of what? Probability of Malaysian woman less than W. Malaysian woman less than W. So X less than W. So kita nak cari W ni. So ayat ni you kena pandai baca betul-betul. Baca hati-hati, baca 2-3 kali dan tengok. Kita nak buat apa? X greater than ke? X less than ke? In between ke? So yang ni yang you kena tulis. Ini kita tak beri. Okay. Setakat ni ada apa-apa nak tanya? Nanti akan tunjuklah satu-satu macam nak selesaikan. Any question here?
No.
Now I will do the first part. Okay, probability of women in Malaysia who are under 58 kg. So ni tadi kita dah decide kan, X less than 58. So step seterusnya adalah sama macam kita buat soalan-soalan sebelum ni. Okay, apa yang akan buat, I akan start dengan diagram. Okay. So real life question ni dia paling susah pun kita nak dapatkan first line ni. Kalau you dah salah first line ni, yang bawah tu salah lah. Kalau betul first line ni, so make sure standardization, tengok table semua betul, then baru dapat full mark. Okay, at the middle, value should be 65. How I know? Given. Diberikan tadi, mu 65, sigma 4. Sigma is 4, bukan 16. Sigma is 4. Okay. So now, where should I put 58? Should be on the left side. Mesti kurang daripada 65. So, X less than refer to the left area. Okay, so I dah tahu dah, ni nanti I memang kena transfer. I memang kena transfer sebab kita tahu graf tak boleh dekat bahagian negatif kan. Ni negatif nanti, cuba you kira. Okay, kita standardize Kita standardize. Okay, 58 minus 65 over 4, you dapat negative 1.75. Okay, sebenarnya dia di sini. Negative 1.75 after standardize. So kita tak nak. Kita tak boleh, bukan tak nak lah, tak boleh pun. So kita transfer dia. Area ni jadi ke kanan. So ini jadi positive 1.75. So nanti sini Z less than negative 1.75 sama dengan probability of Z greater than 1.75. Okay, cuba kita tahu nak guna table tak boleh greater than. So apa you boleh buat? You take the complement. 1 minus complement. So dia jadi macam ni. 1 minus Z less than 1.75. Yang non-shaded region is Z less than 1.75. Okay, then go to table. Okay, Z less than 1.75 ni, ini nilai from table. Calculate and this is the answer. Ada soalan? Okay. Second question tadi kita dah tahu ni adalah probability in between 62 and 66. So what I do again same, I will put in diagram. Okay, at the middle is 65, 62 should be on the left, 66 should be on the right. Itu logik dia. So sebenarnya kita nak cari area at the middle. Okay. So what you can do is, okay, first you can standardize lah. Standardize dulu sebab ni kan X. So you standardize, nanti kat sini jadi kosong. So this one will be negative, this one will be positive. Itu logik dia. Okay, you dapat here is negative 0.75, here you got 0.25. Okay. So if you have area at the middle, last time apa yang I tunjuk, you akan ambil cumulative. Okay, cumulative 0.25 minus cumulative negative 0.75. Cumulative 0.25 minus cumulative negative 0.75. So yang ni tak ada masalah, you boleh terus guna table. Cuma yang ni, okay, cuma yang ni, nanti you kena transfer. You kena transfer kan, yang ni sebab I kata bila you ada je probability macam ni, you boleh. Okay, bila you dah transfer nanti you akan nampak this is equals to probability of Z greater than 0.75 equals to 1 minus probability of Z less than 0.75. Sebab tu you nampak ni sebenarnya sama dengan 1 minus probability of Z less than 0.75. Okay. Bila you dah buat banyak soalan nanti, you akan familiar dah. Oh, kalau nampak dia negatif, oh okey dah boleh dah. Dah dapat agak dah apa. Kalau tak lukis pun dah tahu dah. Okay. So saya masukkan yang ni boleh guna table, yang ni pun boleh guna table. So saya simplify sikit, buka dia punya ni, bracket ni. Okay, masukkan nilai and solve. The answer is 0.37208. Okay, ada soalan?
Madam laju sangat.
Laju? Okay. Yang mana? Saya tak tahu nak slow macam mana. Kalau you tak faham mana-mana, bagi tahu. Sebab saya tak tahu sebab yang ni kita dah belajar hari tu. Kita dah belajar dah hari tu. So I just go through je. So mana-mana yang tak faham, bagi tahu line mana. So saya ulang dari situ. You tak boleh lah nak suruh saya slowkan saya punya volume. Saya punya volume. Saya punya speed sebabnya hari ni kan puasa. So kalau boleh saya nak habis cepat lah. Tapi kalau you ada mana-mana yang tidak jelas, bagi tahu saya. So saya akan ulang, tak ada masalah. Sebab ni bukan benda baru ya. Ini benda yang kita dah belajar. Okey, tadi siapa yang tanya tu mana? Dari mana saya nak ulang? Mana yang tidak jelas?
Jelas madam, cuma madam laju sangat.
Saya laju sangat, okey. So mungkin saya perlahankan sedikit lah. Okey. So perlu ulangan tidak?
Tidak.
Okey. So kalau tak perlu ulangan tu kira okey lah tu. Hari ni puasa kan? Semua orang nak habis cepat. Kalau saya lama-lama nanti lambat habis kelas. Larat dah nak cakap lama-lama kan? Okey. Kalau ada masalah, dia stop me and saya akan ulang balik. Tak ada masalah. For part C, okay, untuk bahagian 3, kita dah decide yang ni tadi. Okay, sama. Apa-apa saja soalan, saya akan mulakan dengan graph normal. Okay. So ni adalah X kan. Okay, I letak this one at the middle, 65. Okay. 0.975. Okay. Now I need to think of where should I put this W. Either on the left or on the right. For now, I don't know because W tu tak tahu nilai dia lebih besar ke, lebih kecil ke. So, the things that I need to look at is the probability and also the sign. Kalau dia kata X less than, meaning the area is on the left side. Kalau dia kata X greater than, area should be on the right side. Okay, so sekarang X less than must be on the left side. Okay, so bila left side ada dua keadaan. Either small area meaning tak sampai half ataupun large area meaning more than half. Okay, now look here. This is 0.975. Okay, more than half. So I cannot put the line here. Sebab kalau I letak dekat sini, area tak sampai 0.5. So I need to put more than half. More than half, so I letaklah lebih sikit kat sini. So barulah logik kita nak kata area tu 0.975. Okay, so W, the location of W will be here. Okay, so logik lah. X less than W equals to 0.975. Okay, I don't need to do any adjustment because this diagram follow the table. It has a cumulative form. Ni memang dah dalam bentuk cumulative form and we can expect that this W, okay, kat sini nanti, bukan W tu I kata dia positif, tapi nilai dekat sini after you standardize. After you standardize, sebab you akan standardize nanti. Ni become 0, this one become W minus 65 divide by 4. This one will be positive. Sebab apa? Sebab dia bahagian kanan. Okay, so you standardize. Okay, lepas standardize, you dapat Z less than W minus 65 over 4. Okay, so go to table, look for 0.975. If you have this value, then take it. But if you don't have this value, find the nearest to this 0.975. Okay, then when we go to table, okay, after go table, the value of Z that refer to this probability is 1.96. 1.96. Okay, so you akan ambil ni, W minus 65 over 4 is equals to 1.96. Z less than 1.96 will give us probability 0.975. Okay. Then find W. 1.96 times 4 plus 65. Okay, you akan dapat W equals to, calculate 72.84. So before we finalize our answer, then we check is the answers logic or not. Okay, that 72.84, the location is here. So kalau you letak 72.84 dekat sini, agak-agak logik tak? Tengok. Yang tengah-tengah dia 65, lepas ni 72.84. Logik tak agak-agak jawapan kita ni? Logik. Okay. But if you kira dah buat same step tapi dapat jawapan dekat sini 62.84. Mungkin tersilap tekan kalkulator ke, ada mana-mana ataupun tersilap ambil nombor ni ke. So you kira pun you dapat 62 contohnya. So you pun check balik. Macam tak logik je, takkanlah 62 di belah kanan kan. Nilai dia mesti lebih daripada 65. So kira balik, check balik mana-mana yang salah. Mungkin ambil nombor ni ataupun silap tambah tolak, silap darab. Okay. So kat sini logik lah sebab 72 lebih besar daripada 65 kan. So boleh, kita terimalah jawapan ni. Accept. Okay, ada soalan? Kalau perlukan ulangan pun bagi tahu ya. Tapi spesifik sikit nak ulang bahagian mana. Okay. Dah ada jawapan dah. Okay. Now, I will show you one more question. Okay. Related with real life question. Okay, this question taken from module page 26, question number 25. A traffic study at one point on Plus Highway shows that vehicle speeds are normally distributed. Okay, macam Adam kata tadi, soalan normal distribution, they will mention the distribution. Okay, dia bagi tahu ni normal distribution. Okay, so sekarang they talk about what? They talk about vehicle speeds. So you wakilkan vehicle speeds ni guna variable X for example. So our X is vehicle speed. So logik lah ni normal kan sebab speed kan continuous, uncountable. Okay, normally distributed with mean 100. Mu is equal 100, standard deviation of 5. So the variance is 5 square. Okay, mu 100, sigma 5. So nilai ni nanti nak guna dalam standardization. Okay, ni maklumat diberi. If a vehicle is randomly checked, find the probability that it speed. Probability that it speed. So sebenarnya kita nak cari probability of X. Okay, between 90 and 98. So you kena, tak boleh lah buat macam ni. So ni soalan between kan. Kita balik. So, kita nak cari 90 less than X less than 98. Okay, nak tahu ni apa jawapan dia. Okay, jelas tak soalan ni nak apa? Okay. Step yang seterusnya samalah. So yang penting, okay, mungkin ada yang akan tanya, Madam, do we must write like what I write here? Maksudnya perlu ke kita tulis, you guys tulis macam ni baru dapat markah penuh? I tak kata ni semua ni wajib. Okay, anda kata kalau you tak tulis X is a vehicle speed also okay. I understood lah you memang dah terus transfer semua you tak tulis. Tapi the best is you tulis lah so that we know X is vehicle speed. Kita wakilkan vehicle speed tadi guna X. So bawah ni bolehlah guna X. Jangan tiba-tiba muncul X kan. X tu apa? Tak ada X pun dalam ni. Tak ada X pun, tiba-tiba ada X. So at least you wakilkan lah. X tu mewakili vehicle speed. Then I know, ni you talk about vehicle speed. Okay, yang ni. Tak adalah kata wajib kena tulis dalam bentuk ni. Tapi, you kenalah tulis ni. You guna dalam standardization kan. So I tak kata ni wajib. Tapi yang ni boleh kata wajib lah. Kenalah tulis mu berapa, sigma berapa. Yang ni kena tulis lah. Kalau tak tulis tak dapatlah jawab soalan. Yang ni kenalah tulis kan. Kalau tak macam mana nak ke step seterusnya. Okay. So, tadi kita ada mu 100, sigma 5. Find the probability in between 90 and 98. Okay, so I akan start dengan diagram. Okay, at the middle is 100. This is X. 90 and 98 both are on the left. Macam mana I tak atus? So tak boleh lah nak letak 98 on the right side. After you standardize, both value will give negative. So bila you standardize, ni nanti negatif. Okay, X change to Z. Okay, 98 pun akan bertukar jadi negatif. Okay, kita akan calculate. So, calculate you akan dapat sini negative 2.00 less than Z. This one negative 0.4. Okay. So nanti bila you dah transfer jadi Z, 100 change to 0. This one negative 2. This one change to negative 0.4. Okay. So untuk soalan macam ni, apa you boleh buat? Kalau dua-dua dia negatif, the easiest way is you transfer the area to the other side. Buat diagram baru. Okay, mungkin boleh terus buat Z kat sini. At the middle easier. So you transfer area ni ke kanan. This one is positive 0.4. This is positive 2. Kita boleh buat macam ni. Sebab area sama kan? Area sama. Bila you transfer, bentuk je lah berbeza. But then the area is the same. 0.4, negative 0.4 change to 0.4. 2 change to negative 2 change to positive 2. So daripada diagram ni, you boleh terus buat. Okay, dan kita fikir macam mana nak cari area shaded region. So you take cumulative 2. Okay, you ambil cumulative 2. Okay. Kalau you ambil cumulative 2 saja, termasuk kawasan tidak berlorek ni. So we on this part, so we remove this cumulative 0.4. We remove this cumulative 0.4. So minus probability Z less than positive 0.4. Okay. So ni dah boleh guna table. Okay, because of cumulative and both are positive. Dua-dua pun positif. So when you go to table, so kita akan dapat nilai dia 0.97725 minus 0.65542. Okay, nilai ni dapat dari table. Tengok je 2. Okay, tengok 2 and then tengok 0.4. So ini probability dia. Okay, calculate and the answer is 0.32183. Okay. Any question here? Kalau dari sini you nak buat macam ni pun boleh. Probability of Z less than negative 0.4 minus probability of Z less than negative 2. Boleh juga, tapi panjang lagi lah kerja you. You nak kena transfer ni, tukar lagi kan. Tukar jadi positif, lepas tu guna pula dia punya guna dia punya complement. Yang ni pun tukar jadi positif, guna complement. So why not kita tukar set-set diagram, bawa semua. So daripada diagram yang baru ni, baru you create a new line here. Boleh je, tak ada masalah. Ni tadi yang slide yang awal. Okay, ni solution yang lengkap. Okay, setakat ni ada apa-apa nak tanya?
Tak ada.
Okay. Okay. Kalau jelas, kita dah habis dah bahagian normal distribution tadi, standard normal distribution. We still have one distribution which is normal approximation. But yang ni I akan sambung, kita break sekejap 5 minit. Lepas tu kita akan discuss yang ni. Okay, ada lagi satu. This is the last one. Okay, kita rehat sekejap. Okay, siapa yang belum tanda attendance lagi, tolong tanda attendance dekat pukul 12.